In which format were they in?
My lord, like I said, those are the expectees. So the downloads and the 205s were given on the same context to Kernel Stain because both of them were in the docket. So I didn't analyze and check those things. I don't have the expertise. That's why I said to Kernel Stain, check the authenticity first and then start working on them. And then when he came back and said it was authenticated, even then I didn't have the expertise. He's the one that worked on the data until he gave me the last product, my lord. My experience, my lord, is that they are moved from the service providers in a PDF format. I do know, my lord, that this is now through my experience, that some analysts, because they cannot work, this is based on the experience, on the PDF, they will then make engagements or liaise with the TSU to have that data converted into a Word document. So that is based on the experience. Then it happens that at times when the disk or the data comes out from the TSU, it is in a Word format because of the request that was made.
Because in this case, the reason why I'm clarifying this, it's because when Ms. Weitling testified, she confirmed that the Section 205 records in this case were sent in a PDF format. That is why I'm asking this question to see at what stage and when was it changed from PDF to the Microsoft Word format.
So yesterday's video, we began the topic of who exactly changed the PDF document that was sent from Vodacom as per Pinky's witness testimony. She said they sent documents over to the SAPS in a PDF format. So Shalolo asked Gininda, I'm just trying to figure out who changed this document from PDF to Word and when exactly did they do it. But the people, okay, the members in the jury said, wait a minute. Before we even try to figure out who changed it and when did they do it, what is the lawfulness of actually changing the document? And I said, you know what? That's a valid question. That is a valid question, because when they submit the 205 applications to the magistrate, do they say, hey, can we please have the 205 documents? And just so everybody knows, we will be converting them from PDF to Word. So just go ahead and send them in Word anyway, because we will be manipulating those documents and adjusting them to suit whatever case we are working on. Or at least that's what I'm wondering if that application says. So I got this comment and I want to read it to you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This comment says, we have to check this data transformation, manipulation, lawfulness. Whether the transformation of data from one format, that is from PDF to another, is lawful on the purpose of the transformation and whether it complies with relevant laws and agreements. Here's a breakdown. What is the lawfulness of a data transformation? Authorized use. If you have a legal ownership of the document or explicit permission to use it, converting it to a different format like Word is typically lawful. Fair use. In some cases, for example, educational purposes, the transformation may fall under fair use depending on the jurisdiction. So we don't know. Does Vodacom give all rights to the South African Police Services to do as they please with the document once they receive it? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But the second point to this comment is when it could be unlawful. For example, 1, copyright infringement. If the document is copyrighted and you don't have permission to modify or use it, converting the format may violate copyright laws. I think they should call Pinky back to confirm what are the copyrights around the document. Is the South African Police Services permitted to convert it from PDF to Word? And are they allowed to alter content? That's one question I would ask Pinky Van Dillingham. And then the point goes on to say, confidential breach. Is there a confidential breach? Transforming and sharing confidential or proprietary data without authorization may violate privacy or confidentiality agreements. Point number 3 in this comment, and you already know I love it when the comments are a thesis and you back it up, okay? Point number 3 says data manipulation versus transformation. Data transformation, changing the format for easier use or accessibility without altering the content, for example, PDF to Word. Secondly, data manipulation, altering or falsifying data content, which can be unethical or illegal, especially if done to deceive or misrepresent. In summary, data transformation is lawful if you have the right to use the data and aren't violating any laws or agreements. However, using transformed data improperly or altering its content could lead to legal issues. Let me know your thoughts on this comment in the comment section down below. If you're joining us for the very first time, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've never subscribed to the channel, today's a good day to consider joining our Unfiltered family right here on Mzansi Unfiltered. Let's continue on. Shololo then continues. Okay, she continues and then she says.
Okay, thank you. Let's clarify also this aspect wherein you said you asked Mr. Steyn, Colonel Steyn, to authenticate the downloads. Was Mr. Steyn present when the downloads were done from the cell phone into those CD discs that you found from the docket?
No, my lord, he was not. As I
Okay.
said, the downloads were initially done by Captain Mushwana.
Okay, when you handed the downloads to Colonel Steyn, were the devices also still present?
Come again?
Were the devices, respective devices that were taken from the people who were in the house in which the data information was downloaded, were they also present at that time?
No, my lord, those phones were handed back way back in 2014 when they were done with the download. So it was the data that was contained in the docket. When I say Colonel Steyn, precisely because I knew he was not involved, that he must authenticate, in other words, to verify if what is contained in the disk it's correct and authentic insofar as the database of the police, because that's where you find the original data of the downloads, but furthermore the TSU data insofar as what came from Vodacom. So it was for him to verify that this product that is before him, it's authentic. So he will then the task, my understanding is that he would have had to go to these departments of the police to verify that what is contained, what is in his hands, indeed is original insofar as where it comes from, my lord, or where it is stored.
Colonel, there is no way in which Colonel Steyn could have authenticated the data information that was given to him, because he was not present when the information was downloaded into those data information. The information contained in the disk is the original information that has been retrieved from the following devices which are in my possession or which I was present when it was retrieved. That's the authentication of an information.
Yeah,
So Colonel Steyn was not in a position to do that because those devices were no longer there.
My lord, with greatest respect, I disagree.
Okay, no problem.
And I'll give reasons as to why. And I'll
No
give
problem.
reasons as to why.
30 years experience.
Indeed, my lord.
Okay. Again, there is no way Colonel Steyn could have authenticated the device, the information retrieved from the device belonging to Ms. Kelly, which linked the call which was made from the number belonging to accused number 5. Because he was not there when that cell phone belonging to Ms. Kelly was retrieved, when the information from the cell phone belonging to Ms. Kelly was retrieved, and he only received the data information which had been stored in his absentia.
My lord, I disagree. So perhaps one very quickly needs to look as to how download is done, because the download, my lord, is the mirror image of the cell phone.
Yes.
Secondly, when you authenticate, my lord, you look at the information, the data that you have in relation to what was downloaded by the police. They expect to have those expertise, my lord, because the data will indicate insofar as the email number of the downloads that were done on the phone, which will be read insofar as my experience tells me, my lord, which will be read to the cell phone data section 205, which will indicate the cell phone number and the email number of that gadget. So through their expertise, my lord, they will be able to say this data It's indeed coming from the storage data of the SCPS and subsequently confirmed by the service providers if it's cell phone records, my lord.
Okay.
Secondly, my lord.
Before you
Sorry, I'm
move
not
on,
done,
Kenneth,
advocate.
let me just say, follow you.
Let us finish, please. He's still saying something.
Secondly, my lord, in that process of authenticating, what we have, because this is what I gave to Kenneth Stein, is that you have the seizure documents of which was completed by Kenneth Nettling when he takes the phone. So in other words, he seized the phones, put them in the forensic bag, and each phone that is seized, the chain is there. So he completes each phone, put it in the forensic bag before it gets to the downloader, and then it is processed accordingly up to the ACP-13. Now, my lord, after they were booked at the ACP-13 by him, where you can see the forensic bag numbers, that is a chain. Then the analyst, this is now at the time, Captain Mushwana, then books them out, who did the actual downloading, the mirror image of those phones. That is a chain that is available and what we've disclosed to the defense as well.
So, Colonel, do we have a chain statement of a person who downloaded, who confirmed the download that was done from the devices into the disk that you received?
Manje sinasini statement sokulandelelisa ukuthi ibaphi lamakulukuku bathathwa bayiswaphi bayiswaphi.
These are exhibits before court. I don't know why this witness is being asked about that. Those documents serve as exhibits before this court.
Let's move on. Then you said, do you remember the name of the person who confirmed that the downloads had been downloaded from the original cell phones? The name, just the name of the officer.
No, my lord, I think that was the exercise that was done by Kenneth Stein, so he can best deal with that part, my lord.
Wow, this was actually the longest we have gone without an objection from Baloyi, which is great because we see that there was a flow between Shalolo and Brigadier Gininda. But Baloyi's objection, which my lord does not comment on, is literally the documents or the downloads are exhibits before court. Why are you asking all these questions? Shalolo, because it's all already exhibits before the court. And Mshololo says, not a problem. You know what? I will work around this because I don't want to tread on any toes. My lord is already on edge about me verifying what Gininda is saying, or should I say paraphrasing what Gininda is saying. So let me go ahead and ask Gininda, who did the downloads? Okay? Who did the downloads? Because mark my words, Mzansi, I believe Shololo is going to call the downloader as a defense witness to come verify the authenticity of the document. Okay, I almost got the inside pagati, the tongue twisting of the word authenticity, but we got it. Okay, let's continue listening on.
Let's move on to the Section 205 records now. You've just confirmed that you cannot recall if they were in a PDF or in a Word format. Is that correct?
No, my lord, it's not what I've said. I've said I did not check them because I don't have expertise.
So in other words, you cannot confirm that because you did not know.
I did not check them, my lord. So it's different from not recalling what you saw to say I've checked and I don't recall the status of the... I did not check them at all. I simply did not have the expertise. That's what I said, my lord.
Okay. You furthermore mentioned that Kenneth Stein reported to you that he received information that there were calls made between the two numbers, one number belonging to Ms. Kelly Kumalo and one number belonging to accused number 5.
Yes, I do. No, you're absolutely correct, advocate. Okay. That's correct, my lord.
Did he tell you the date?
Yes, I recall the date of the 2nd of August 2014 and the 15th of October 2015. But it is also, my lord, I think contained in his statements, my lord.
Yep.
Did he tell you what type of the transaction was made? Was it a call? Was it a message? Or was it, what type of the transaction was it? Type of communication, if we refer to it as communication.
Recollection, my lord, he said it was a call that was made using data or internet, but it was a call. It was a communication from one cell phone to another. Not message, it's a call. It was a call. That's how we table it. But using internet or data, that's my recollection.
Oh, okay. So it was a message, it was not a call.
No, he said it's a call, my lord, but
Oh, okay.
using data,
Oh.
not a normal call, not a call in an open platform, like one call to another. So data was used, and that was discovered insofar as I recall, my lord, in the downloads, as I've said, of Miss Kelly's Kumalo's phone. So it was a call, but data or internet usage was used to make that call, my lord, from between the two devices, my lord.
You're saying it was either a call via internet or data.
That's my recollection, my lord.
Okay, can I just refer you to exhibit J1
Tell us about exhibit J1.
on page 10 of exhibit J1.
Cast they show me.
It's called data, information received from the service provider. It's called data information.
Well, I'm waiting for the exhibit, my lord, but
No, they will give it to you. Let's wait.
okay.
Let's
But,
wait.
but I can say, my lord, while I'm waiting for the exhibit, that's not how I understood Kenneth Stein to be explaining to me. Downloads will not reflect in the normal call data because downloads are coming from the actual device. Service providers does not have access. When you do the section 205, they see what is open. They can perhaps see the usage of data, but they will not be able to see calls that are made. For example, in these recent times, WhatsApp calls, you will not pick them up to today. They can only perhaps see insofar as the usage of data. My understanding of Colonel Stein's report to me is that he was able to pick up this call from the downloads of Ms. Kelly Kumalo, which the civil provider will not have, my lord.
Oh, was it a WhatsApp call?
My lord, that's not what I've said. So I made an example of the WhatsApp call in terms of the recent times to say, even today, if you have to establish or identify a WhatsApp call, you will have to get a device because you cannot get it from Vodacom. You cannot apply to any service providers for section 205s, and then in those 205s, we are able to identify calls. No way. You'll only identify a real-time call in an open thing, in an open platform. Data calls or internet calls, they are sort of like covert, my lord. So I'm not sure what is the right terminology that was used back in 2014, but my understanding of the report that I received from Colonel Stein, it was that data or internet was used to make this call that he identified in the downloads of Ms. Kelly Kumalo, not the service provider. So if you look at the service provider, you will get a conflicting report. You need to look at the service data, the downloads data that Colonel Stein referred to.
Thank you, Brigadier, for the clarity that you cannot really tell what type of the call was it back then in 2014 when the incident took place, because nowadays it's WhatsApp call, but you cannot tell what type of the call was it at that time in 2014.
Yes, my lord, because I don't have the expertise, as I've said,
Okay.
so I will not be able to indicate what type of a call, except to say the report says data or internet. That is insofar as what I was told,
Yeah,
and
but
so
what-
on the statement.
Can I ask that the witness be given exhibit J1? I will ask you to just place on record the entry of 2 dates only in that exhibit.
So this is a statement. What paragraph am I looking at, my lord?
No,
It's a statement from Vodacom, so I'm not sure.
just wait a bit. We are still sorting the exhibit with the state.
Okay.
You see what happens when the interpret Jonas and the other guy is not aware that Shalola at the beginning of her cross-examination excused herself and said, listen, Brigadier, if I say Colonel or Brigadier and I interchange them, please excuse me. I'm not trying to undermine your position. I just might confuse the two around, but please accept my apology in advance. What does Mr. Interpreter whisper over here? He says, well, you seem to have been reduced to a colonel today, and the brigadier says, oh no, she forgot. What is the interpreter trying to instigate? But you know what? We are not there. Let's stick to the section 205s. That is what matters on the record. But most importantly, Brigadier Gininda, Mshololo made it so easy for you. She said, wait until you have the document in front of you. That is J1, page 10. But the brigadier, because he had studied, when you've studied and you are ready to give your answer, even before the question is asked, you're so excited. Finally, we're at this point. But Mshololo hasn't asked the question, and the brigadier goes ahead and answers what he assumed her question will be. And he goes ahead and says, well, the downloads will not reflect in the cell data. Perhaps, for example, in these recent times, WhatsApp calls, you will not pick them up today. Well, sir, you brought up WhatsApp calls. And Shololo says, well, since you've opened up the floodgates, you brought up WhatsApp call, let's go ahead and talk about it. And Mshololo says, was it a WhatsApp call? And then now the brigadier has to backtrack and he says, I didn't say that it was a WhatsApp call that was used. I just simply used WhatsApp as an example. Now, this is an example of where the brigadier put the cart before the horse and should have waited for the question, should have waited for what Shololo was going to say, if at all she was going to refer to the WhatsApp call. But he brought it up, he put it on the record, and it seems the brigadier is well aware, that in 2014 there were no WhatsApp calls. That is an issue in the Anganegwane, and he wanted to, to change things up in the record. So Mshololo says, thank you so much for that clarity. She was so spicy. She says, thank you so much for the clarity that you cannot really tell what type of a call was it back then in 2014, but now, hello, Baloyi and Dr. Subanda, can you give him J1 exhibit, and let's go to page 10. That's where we'll start on our next video, because this one is already too long, and you know what, want to keep it nice and sweet for you. Thanks so much for watching. You already know, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this WhatsApp conversation that is brewing, or Brigadier talking about WhatsApp before he is even asked about it. Thanks so much for watching. I absolutely love it when you do. If you've watched all the ads, oh my goodness, you have my heart. If you're watching us from outside the club, today is a great day for you to consider subscribing to Mzansi Unfiltered. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.